teams that are getting the ball out really quickly on you?
As a D lineman and as a front, gotta get our hands ready. We gotta get some bad balls up in there. You know, when we gotta win the early downs, so it's not just rhythm passing. It's a collective effort. I understand DB's got a job to do. They gotta play press. They gotta play zone. They gotta do different things. They gotta disguise things as well. But as a front, we can mitigate some of that with stopping the run early, so it's not just second and 5 or third and 5, and then we got to bat the ball up in there and cause some turnovers.
Cam, Mike and a couple of players told us you guys had some good meetings. What do you need to see on the field in the next couple of practices to tell you that you guys are where you need to be?
I think we're determined by winning games. Our practice is just reinforcing our fundamentals. But we won't know it's a good week until we win.
Cam, you were talking after the game about how all 11 have to be on the same page. When you went back and watched, was it a case of guys not knowing their assignments, guys not communicating correctly? Like, what was the root cause, you think, of some of that?
Mike T always says it's like popcorn. It's a little bit here, a little bit there. I think sometimes guys were overplaying situations. Sometimes there'd be a check where not everybody got it. Sometimes, just alignment alone puts you in that type of tough situation. But hopefully we cleaned it up. A lot of good conversations, but we won't know till Sunday.
Cam, Joe Burrow's kind of been on a heater the last 4 games since you guys played him. Have you seen him do anything differently, or what's been working well?
Well, he was on a heater when he played us. It's not like they didn't score 30 points. I have a lot of respect for what they do on offense. They're able to get up and down the field. He's feeding those two beasts, in Higgins and Jamar Chase. We have to force them in situations where they got to take risks, or we can get turnovers or get sacks. But it's a full-time job covering those guys.
Is that where first and second down are really big, trying to get them into those third and longs?
I think first and second down are huge. Chase Brown really goes under the radar. I know he got nicked up, but he's probably going to play, I think. But, you just look at their team, and, I think he was at like 900 and some yards. And so, he's had success for them in, making the defense just respect the run, and then, throwing over top or throwing across the middle. You got, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase that they're explosive in their in their self. So if we can't, stop the run, it opens up everything.
And if the Ravens win earlier in the day, you guys can't win the division. I don't want to say it's meaningless, but there's just one seed or whatever. Does that affect how you approach it or anything?
No, for me, I think for a lot of guys in here, hopefully the whole team, it's about just playing good ball. And we got to get back on good footing, play with good technique. We control what we can control. I think going forward, ball just needs to be played the right way. And, it doesn't matter what happens outside of our stadium. We understand we're in the playoffs. So just focus on what we got to focus on.
Do you believe in momentum, like you want, especially on a losing streak? You don't want to go into playoffs.
I believe in good technique and winning games. We haven't had that in the last couple of weeks, but hopefully everybody's rested and ready to go.
Well, how different does Cincinnati look from the first time you guys saw them?
Man, they rolling. It's like after we played them, they hit their stride. They rolling very well. They playing complimentary football. I mean, you seen Joe. He's out there doing Joe-like things. So it's gonna be a 60-minute game.
Is he doing even more Joe-like things than he was a couple weeks ago?
I think he's controlling what he can control, but when it's time for him to beat Joe, he beats Joe. But at the same time, I think that offense is playing very complimentary.
You've had a string of really good quarterbacks. What's different about Joe, or what is Joe doing that makes him so tough?
Obviously, we done played some elite quarterbacks, and obviously we got another one coming up this week. They're all different in their own way, but at the end of the day, they're the top guys in the league, and it'll be another week for us to really just hone in and take it one play at a time.
Does he use his feet more than maybe he gets credit for, as far as just finding lanes and being able to get the first downs?
Like I said, I think he know when to use it, when not to use it. Obviously he's talented from from an arm perspective and stuff like that. But I mean, this guy's an athlete, man. He's one of the top guys in the league for a reason. I think when he needs to be mobile, he does a very good job of using that to his advantage.
How much is it important this week to get those turnovers, to not only force them into making mistakes but capitalizing when they do?
I think just playing within your defense, taking it one play at a time and stuff like that, this splash will come. But we just need to hone in on taking it one play at a time, every down at a time, and stuff like this.
With the injuries that you guys have had, a lot of those guys are coming back this week. How much does that help with communication against Cincinnati, having some of the pieces that you've had all season back on the field this week?
Man, I haven't even had time to think about who's coming back, who's not back. All we're thinking about is what we need to do to get ready for Cincinnati.
You mentioned about the road back, and you put a lot of work into getting back out there. What was that like, just to have to kind of do all that on your own, whether it was before, after practice, during?
It was just, nobody's going to push you. You got to do it yourself.
When you had the injury, I mean, you knew it was a horrific one. Did you have any idea how long it might be? Would it take this long? Or did you think it'd ever maybe not play again? How bad was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. There was that question, but they just told me if you go to work, you can come back, you can be good. So.
What was your motivator? And what did you have to use to kind of get yourself going when you were down in the lowest points?
Shoot. I mean, I love this game. Also, just had a kid. They count on you, wife and kid. So
when you were struggling, you thought about that? Like, is that what you put in your mind?
Hell yeah.
When was that goal? When did you have it? Was it a boy?
June 28th, little girl.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. That'll inspire you, motivate you,
Yeah, it definitely changed the way you think. Your outlook.
How did you stay engaged this whole time?
Yeah, I was just trying to do my part as much as I can. I knew the role I had was to prepare the best I could for an opportunity down the road, and grateful I get to start practicing again.
Is this the longest you've been without football?
I would say so. Yeah, it's been probably since middle school, I'd say. Yeah, because you always have summer stuff, you always have spring stuff. So I would say probably since middle school. Yeah.
Was it tough to keep mentally into the game while you're doing that?
There would be good weeks, bad weeks. I would say the majority of the time I did very well. There's the week my son was born, that was a little tough to focus, and then but it comes and goes. But for the most part, I was able to stay pretty focused majority of the time.
What week was that?
3 weeks now. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So when you're going through something like this as a rookie, do you worry about man, I can get lost in the wash here if this continues on like this?
No, I'm just trying to stay prepared. I've been working out really hard for 19 weeks now, so it's been it's really fun to be able to try to get the pads on. A little out of control right now, but feel really good. So.
Do you feel like whether you get back into a game or there's a benefit to ending the rookie season healthy, putting it all behind you and then kind of going into the off season normally?
Yeah, I think it's huge being able to have a few weeks to be able to get some practice in as well. It's always good to be able to work on the fundamentals, and when you're out on the sideline, you're only hitting bags that don't move. So when people start moving, it changes things a little bit. It makes it a lot more fun. But,